Awesome. So Nick, going back to your story, when you were giving your background story, obviously you were more attracted to the DeFi ecosystem than you were to doing derivatives, right? What does a truly decentralized ecosystem look like to you?
Well, I mean, it was like back whenever I came on, there wasn't really much of a DeFi ecosystem. It was,
Mm,
like in 2017, it was like all you could do was like there was like Augur, if you remember, it just came out, which was a prediction market. So you could do some basic,
mm,
betting on events and things like that. But I mean, decentralization, it's such a challenge to sort of stay decentralized because there's sort of base decentralization. Like, are you theoretically decentralized? Like, you don't have like two nodes that can control everything and shut everything off. Like, okay, cool, you're theoretically decentralized, but after that, it becomes more of a challenge. Like, making sure as an ecosystem, like, you don't just you have a lot of participants. You have geographically distributed participants. You have a lot of validators. Even as Teller, like, we have reporters, we have people who can dispute, but you have to make sure that there's a lot of them and that they're incentivized. If you just have a few, it's, even though theoretically anybody can come on, you actually want a whole lot of people on there. So it's just it's one of these things that you just have to constantly push back, kind of against any sort of forces of centralization. And I think you've seen that in a lot of other ecosystems where we're starting to realize, I'm sure most of you guys know, you saw the Tornado Cash actions recently, and then like the code gets taken down off GitHub, their Discord gets taken down. Like, it's like, oh man, like, we aren't really that decentralized because now we can't communicate or share code. And so it's like there's a lot of these edge cases that you have to deal with. And same with like all the node providers who would stop servicing it. Do you actually have decentralized node providers and people running their own nodes? Well, you'll find out. So it's something you just got to constantly push for, and as long as the ethos are right, it's just a challenge you got to keep up with.